Hey Muses, welcome back to my channel, and hi, hello, welcome. My name is Tyler, a professional tarot reader, content creator, theater lover, tarot card nerd and fanatic, whatever you want to call me. I am your specialist here on the internet for tarot readings, tarot and oracle cards, all things fun with a background in love and musical theater and just storytelling. If this is your first time finding this channel, hi, hello, and welcome. Thank you so much for being here. Today, we are going to be doing kind of a review of different decks, but also just a moment to touch base. I've been a little MIA for a minute, so I thought I would just chit-chat for a second and give you kind of a life update before we dive into the tarot and oracle decks that I've collected in the past month or so. Where have I been, right? The end of August, my husband and I went to Chicago for a week, and we had an amazing time in Chicago, being tourists in another city and just enjoying that space. It was the first vacation that Ethan and I had taken by ourselves, so it was just lovely to get out and get away and recharge for a second before coming back to New York and hitting the ground running with the end of summer. My husband had to get ready to get his classroom all set up because he is a teacher. And then I was getting back into the swing of things. And then my manager over at Six the Musical asked me to cover for him for 2 weeks. So that was a roller coaster of a marathon, trying to just handle getting almost 8 shows a week, which I hadn't done in a very long time. And we had also shifted. Sorry about that. I didn't realize I was going cockeyed for a second. We were getting back to our regular schedules. So we shifted from our summer schedule back to our fall winter schedule, which ends up being a 2-show Saturday and a 2-show Sunday, with our dark day being on Tuesdays. And so that just became a marathon. I hadn't been doing a double weekend in such a long time. So anytime I did have off that I was home, I was cleaning, tidying, resting, taking care of myself and my body. That's why content and lives have been kind of on the back burner, because I've had just a myriad of other things that needed my time and attention. And then things are going to shift a little bit more because I just picked up an assistant directing gig. So I am working on a show here in New York City, directing with one of the lovely directors who I have worked with in the past. It's actually the director who gave me my very first job here in New York City. So my live schedule is going to be a little bit different. I'm not sure how or when, but if I'm live, please feel free to pop in, chit chat with me and just see what's going on. But with that being said, let's switch up the angle and dive into the haul of tarot decks that I've got ready for us, friends. So, before we dive into the bulk of today's video, please note that all of the decks will be linked in the description below, so that way you can find the deck online. But also, please make sure that you turn on the notification bell, give this video a thumbs up, like, subscribe, comment below which deck you would like to see in a deeper review. It helps me prioritize the videos that I should do first. So, without any further ado, let's get into it, shall we, friends? All right, so we are going to start off with the Memento Mori 36 cards to embrace life. First and foremost, I would like to shout out Weezer and Red Wheel Publishing and Red Wheel Books. That organization, this little deck was sent to me by them to kind of do reviews on. This is a little bit of a sponsor from them because this deck has not hit the market yet. It officially comes out on October 6th, I believe. It is currently available for pre-order wherever you order your decks. But Memento Mori. It says, cherish every moment. 36 life-affirming messages to seize the day and live each moment to its fullest, to love those around us more deeply, enjoy the work and daily activities more fully, see beauty in all things, and embrace fearlessness. As we encounter the unknown, what do you need to focus on to be here now? Lovely little oracle. These are the backs of the cards. Comes in this lovely little slide box, which I am kind of obsessed with. Reminds me of matchboxes, but easy, portable, little travel cards. You've got a little about Memento Mori and the description and a little publishing card, but 36 cards, so it is on the smaller side, but you still can riffle shuffle. I've been hand over hand shuffling this one just to see, what cards come out, because the more you kind of do the riffle shuffling, the cards are definitely going to warp. They're going to bend, they're going to warp, but the gilding is beautiful. There is no guidebook. It is intuition based. I'm going to zoom in here so I don't have to be holding those up very high. But cute little descriptions. There's bones in there are bones in every kind of card image, just because we talk about death here. So these are meant to help lift us up and kind of just, right? Trust your familiar. We had a lovely little black cat. At the time I'm filming this, Barney is in the vet right now, having a little procedure, taking responsibility and being neutered. So I'm thinking about him right now. Make music, for everything a season, necromancy calls, right? Just trusting what you have to think and see at the time. I've actually been working with this deck, with readings, and it's just a lovely little kind of touch base on what you need to know. So that, my friends, is Memento Mori. All right. So next up is Ari Weisner's Find Your Way Oracle, a 45-card deck and guidebook. It's about helping you discover your truth, authentic path, and find acceptance in the things you cannot change. This oracle offers a guiding light for those seeking balance, inner joy, and the purpose-driven life. Whenever you're feeling adapt, this 45-card deck will ground you and help you cultivate and connect with your higher spiritual self. While keeping your feet rooted in the present, above all, it offers a reminder of love, wisdom, courage that lies within us all. Ari, he is a queer artist, illustrator, and tarot deck maker. They are the creator of the Transient Light Tarot and the Tiny Tarot. This is published by Hay House, and this is just a beautiful deck. We have lovely illustrated inside box, authenticity, strength, intuition, love, grace, courage, power, joy, transformation, creativity, empathy, permission. So it comes in this lovely little box. This is where I've been storing it. I've actually been using this in my practice. It has been an amazing success, and people absolutely enjoy and love it. Substantial guidebook that gives you a little passage and then try these short meditations and an affirmation, right? And this is just beautiful. But I am a fan of oracles that have either like a keyword and a description on it, or, oh, I couldn't have planned that. I am present, being present in the moment, being present and watching the emotions or things come and go, the leaves fall, the seasons change. How can you be present, right? As I was saying, loving keywords that kind of are just straightforward and to the point, right? Or an oracle that gives me a keyword and then a message, right? Root down to rise up. These oracle decks that kind of, have to reach for the guidebook to fully kind of understand the message, right? It's not necessarily an intuitive hit right away. I don't know, not my favorite. But this is a beautiful, bold, vibrant deck. If I had the deck, I feel like this would pair very well with Raise Your Vibration by Kyle Gray, that oracle. I feel like those two oracles could work side by side beautifully because they're how to raise your vibration, and this is kind of maybe giving you a focus point to it. I don't know. I don't have Raise Your Vibration, but I know where to find it. Standard oracle size cards. They fit easily in the hand so that you can do the bridge shuffling or hand over hand shuffling. Be Present is coming back out. Whoever is watching this, and maybe for myself, be present, be mindful. But yeah, I'm interested. The Memento Mori deck, I love that it is tiny. This deck, I love that it's beautiful, but I wonder why Hay House, Rock Pool, Weezer, other publishing companies out there, if you're out there, can you tell me why we decided on such large deck sizes for oracle decks? Or maybe other tarot lovers? Let me know in the comments, because it just seems so interesting, the size differences. But this is the Find Your Way Oracle. All right, up next, we are talking about the Erotic Tarot. I found this while Ethan and I were out on a date. We had gone down to Chelsea Market. We wanted to get out of the apartment for the day. And there's a little bookstop that has not necessarily the common publishing house tarot decks. And I had been looking for something in this vein. But it is, so about the deck, it is Be Guided by Your Desire. Deepen your personal tarot journey with the focus on love and pleasure. This fully illustrated, it's not fully illustrated because it's a pip deck, 78 card tarot deck comes with an extensive booklet guiding you through ways of reading the cards to help you explore intimate possibilities, unlock your erotic potential. This is Lawrence King Publishing is the publisher. Comes with, it's not necessarily, it's a big guidebook, but it's not necessarily fully overly thick, right? It's this orange, which kind of is hard to read, in my opinion. It doesn't necessarily bold well. You have keywords, descriptions. All of the majors are fully illustrated. The minors are pips. So we have candles for wands. The knights or the courts are illustrated. Roses are coins. Feathers are swords. And shells are cups. So we have changed the items. The backs definitely allow you to do uprights and inversions. It is a thicker cardstock and deck. Let's give you the full shuffle. It will shuffle beautifully. But I'm going to show some of these cards. I've got to kind of be a little bit careful. I don't want this, right? So these are the pips. We got the 6 of feathers, the 3 of candles, 7 of feathers, 4 of shells. I'll show some of the cards, not all of the cards, just because I don't necessarily want this video to get flagged. This is art. You YouTube bots that might be watching, this is art if you see anything. So yeah, this is the erotic tarot. We'll see how this goes. I wish it was completely illustrated, with scenes and scenarios in all of the minors and not just pip related, but comes in this beautiful box here for keeping the cards. Nothing fancy on the inside. This insert even comes out, so I'm not too fond of that happening. But if you'd like a deeper dive, let me know in the comments. Up next is the NYC Tarot, Big Apple Divination from the greatest city on earth. It says, divine your dreams in the city that never sleeps. Step into New York City's bright lights and the Big Apple energy with the inspired take on the classic tarot. The 78 card deck embodies archetypal cards like Temperance, the Hierophant, and Strength, with iconic symbols and landmarks. Pull a page of Pentacles, that's an everything bagel. The Knight of Wands, you'll find a self-expressive scene in the Brooklyn Bridge, which was inspired generations of poets and artists. From historical buildings and monuments to must-see sites, street eats, and quintessential characters, this tarot is the perfect way to celebrate the city while seeing yourself in the physical and energetic qualities. This is published by Sterling Ethos here in New York. So this was gifted to me by my husband. He was out with a friend of ours, and they came across this. Now, I have already seen this on Adam's YouTube page, but I'm excited to kind of have this scenario. But again, it is pips, right? The pentacles are cheese slices, pizza slices, right? So we got this New York City vibe of pizza. Love that the Queen of Swords is the Guggenheim and the spiral, right? That's setting a boundary. But the 10 of Swords is the subway map, but I wish it was, right? It's not, it's the same map over and over again. Queen of Cups, we're illustrated, and it's food, it's coffee cups, the iconic New York City coffee cup. Here, wands are different. This is Carnegie Hall, it looks like, inspired by Carnegie Hall. Hot dog, and then we get wands as different kind of energies of firescapes, right? It's definitely one you've got to sit through and look through the energies. I love that the balconies are different shapes, but I don't like that the subway maps, it's the same map. It's not different every time. And then beautiful scenes from New York City. This might become a majors only deck. I'm not sure. But if you love a deeper dive, let's give it the shuffle, shall we? Definite sturdy cardstock. It will shuffle and break in easily. Hand over hand is lovely. Guidebook. We've got a very chunky guidebook with a good description, some quotes in here, and then an exploring judgment through the sights of an epic wonder and natural potency, like parks. Yeah, we've got a deeper dive, right? A focus point here with each one. There's a lot of information, so it's definitely one to kind of read the guidebook to fully understand the meanings that the artist and creator put on there. But this is the NYC Tarot. All right, up next is the Mindscapes Tarot by John A. Rice. This has been all over my Instagram, all over my TikTok, as some of you might know. This is a landscape-based tarot. Read the guidebook. Read the guidebook to fully understand John's reasoning and depictions. On first glance, it does not look like much is happening in these cards, but there really is. You go into these guidebooks and you have keywords, planetary assignments, zodiacs, elements, symbols, the happening, then a little bit description, and then the action. It is so thought out. Even in the minors, you then have journal prompts to reflect on. This, for being such a small deck, it is hefty. This is published by Hay House. So, Mindscapes Tarot reimagines the tarot in a style of classic landscaped paintings, hand-drawn in oil pastels. Each card opens a portal to a magical realm of forests, seas, mountains, and ancient cities, where the landscape changes as the seasons and years pass. More than a divination tool, this intuitive deck and guidebook filled with actionable advice, journal prompts, and affirmations is a catalyst for personal growth and a source of effective solutions to life's challenges. Embrace the role of the intrepid explorer, navigating life's adventures with courage, curiosity, and above all, hope. I'm gonna kind of tighten in here because these might be a little bit more challenging to see. Oh. And the lighting, let me see if I can fix the lighting here real quick. Yeah, that works. All right. So there's scenes in every scenario. They are color-coded. You can't... It's hard to tell on camera, I think. But in person, these are so beautiful up close, right? We have spires of swords, right? And the two of swords, right? You see that split, right? Choosing the path. Oh, we got some inversions here. People have been playing with the deck. Wheel of Fortune, Spiderweb. Now, some of these are... Yeah, so this is a sigil that John created out of their signature. But you'll see on other ones, right, the Wheel of Fortune down here, this is a handmade sigil that John created just for this image. But beautifully done. I am obsessed with this. I personally have not sat down to work with this yet because I have not found the best way to do it. There is so much going on here that I feel like these cards might be like an idea, a pull for a month. I don't necessarily know if a 3-card spread. I don't know. Maybe there's a little bit of a fear here for me to work with this because it is so beautifully done. But I haven't found the right way. I think it also might pair well with, I believe it's called the Fountain Tarot. Let's zoom out again. But beautiful cardstock, easy to shuffle. Even the backs of the cards, while it doesn't necessarily lend to doing uprights and inversions, because you would definitely see what is upright and what is not, this image was also hand-drawn to go in because we see the cards from this side first. So it is like this is the portal getting us ready to go into whatever the scene is. And I love that all of the court cards are looking from a different angle, right? They're looking out onto a landscape, not necessarily a part of the landscape. But beautiful deck. I can't wait to play around with this more, but this is Mindscapes Tarot. And just in time for spooky season, we have the Deviant Moon Borderless and the Halloween Tarot, both published by Lo Scarabeo. So Lo Scarabeo gives you a lovely little paper guidebook, and again, some promotional cards just so you can see about the deck. Deviant Moon, it says this full color illustrated, there is a companion book. There is a Deviant Moon companion book available as well if you would like some more information that goes along with this. Now, there is another version of the Deviant Moon that is out there that does have borders on it. But this Deviant Moon, let's use the Happy Halloween Tarot, or the Halloween Tarot. The card size is different. It's a little bit taller and a little bit thinner than normal. So that is a fun kind of handheld. I would love to know. So the majors, the court, and the aces are all labeled. But my death card, and I wonder, my death card has no border down here. I don't know if this is a misprint, but anyone else who has the borderless Deviant Moon Tarot, can you sign off in the comments to see if yours is also borderless? I also just found out that Lo Scarabeo is gonna be printing a mini version of this deck at some point. I love this deck. I was originally kind of introduced to this deck by a fellow content creator, Lisa Pepez. And I haven't really worked with this. This is something that I might be using now that we're in the fall, now that we kind of are going through the dark wintry months, or maybe if I need to like talk about some things, some hard truths that I'm not necessarily paying attention to. But I'm intrigued by the little bit of spooky, right? The little bit of the creep, the 10 of swords. Oh, because it's the swords. That's why it's not labeled. I thought that was another major. But I just think it's so weirdly steampunk beautiful that I can't wait to play with it. And look what I just did. A little bend. So this cardstock, as you know, Lo Scarabeo, I love the cardstock because it is usually just so light and airy. It fits so nicely in the hand, shuffles so well. But I love that it can do uprights and inversions. I am obsessed with the difference in the cardstock sizing. But this is the Deviant Moon Tarot. Now, Halloween Tarot. Again, you can do uprights and inversions. Still Lo Scarabeo. The Halloween Tarot. It says, sometimes our lives seem shadowy and it's hard to tell what's around the next corner. Much like Halloween night, when what is imagined is probably much scarier than what is really going on. Whatever the season, jump into the festive, if slightly freakish, old-time Halloween world of Kipling West and let the tarot cards help you take a closer look at what might be lurking in the shadows. This Halloween deck is divided into cards. Major Arcana, we have pumpkins for pentacles, bats for swords, ghosts for cups, and imps for wands. We get a lovely little guidebook kind of introducing and telling us about the cards, as Lo Scarabeo does. Sometimes there's deeper guidebooks. But this is, this is classic kind of Halloween, right? This is a drastic difference to the Deviant Moon Tarot. It's cute, it's campy, it's festive. If you're looking for a great little seasonal deck, and you're just kind of wanting to kind of know the energy, this is a great starting deck. I don't think there's... this seems very just kind of surface level. I wonder if there is a deeper guidebook that goes into, but this just seems like a fun collector's edition Halloween tarot deck. Let's give you the shuffles. Again, standard card size. Shuffles beautifully and easily. Hand over the hand, super fun. Halloween tarot. So that is my little haul. If you would like to see any of these in a deeper kind of format, let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for being here, friends, and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.